All right, Blue Table fans. Hey, Blue Table fans. I made a commentary on new leaked Dark Elf pictures that have just come out. However, they were not that awesome of pictures. And then, as soon as I was done, better pictures got put up. So I'm going to put this in front and then let you listen to the remainder. Some of it will be repetitive. All right, here we have Shadow Blade. And he's standing on this giant thing leaping off. So it has nice balance, but it is reminiscent of Snicketch by the from the Skaven line. And quite frankly, I'm a real fan of these models, and I think they make great just regular heroes. So I do recommend. Okay, here we go. Here's the War Hydra. Now this is a kit where it makes two things. And I have to say, this is a little weird, the way this leg is angled up here, but it definitely looks like a creature that lives in the ocean or in the water. You've got the handlers actually on the base, chariot-sized base. I wonder what these things are right here. There's just random claws on his chest. What's going on? So you don't want to give this guy a hug. And I have more comments about the heads later. Blurry. Okay, here we have Bloodrack Shrine. This is a dual-use kit that also makes the Cauldron of Blood, so you got the couple of attendants here. And what you're going to end up with is you're going to end up with an extra character. You're either going to end up with this Medusa being left over, or you're going to end up with a like a head hag person, like the lead hag. I cannot for the life of me remember what that is. So anyway, pretty cool model. I've got more comments about that forthcoming. So blurry. Now here's the basic guys. They are a lot more elegant, but if you squint, they are pretty much the same as the old Spearmen. And nothing wrong with that, but it is nice to see one of those basic kits being done. Dread Spears. Okay, that's probably your 8-point Spearman right there. It does look like the shields are not embossed. And if that's the case, that'll be better with me. I prefer to kind of paint on my own stuff. So, but if they are embossed, God, that's really too bad, because this little skull thing is really kind of gimpy, if you ask me. So, but again, great to see new models. There's a lot of improvements here. Blurry. Okay, so here's your Charybdis. This is some sort of oceanic creature, and I just don't know why this thing is on the chest there. So, all right, well, maybe that's like an upgrade or something. So it's got this weird sort of maw here. I mean, this creature is really bizarre. These lamprey heads, and but the thing is, if you look at the Hydra, well, guess what? Whatever you don't use, you're going to have a lot of extra pieces out of this kit. And that always makes me happy. But again, the placing of the legs, so you have one leg like he's standing on it, but his tail is kind of underneath, and I don't know. I just, I don't like to be overly critical about things, but it does look very odd to me. Of course, with some good conversion work, you can change anything you like. Blurry. Okay, here you go. The Witches, looks like this is going to be a plastic kit that is dual use and makes extra stuff. So these guys have masks and whips. So Sisters of Slaughter. Good gracious. I guess I knew it. I now know what Sorel di Massacro means in Italian. So, but I am pleased to see the female form represented at least fairly well by Games Workshop, and quite frankly, these might make great Dark Eldar witches. So I'm looking forward to a lot of crossover work. Might need to make a Dark Eldar army at the same time as a Dark Elves army. So here's your Witch Elves. As I comment later, the hair color could be different. Again, they're really dancing and prancing around. So I say great. I mean, they look vicious. They look very lithe and nimble. So that makes me happy. As I've said before, one of my dreams is to do a Valhalla, but much smaller, and do Ultimate D&D. And the adventure I want to run is D1 through 3 and Q1, which is the Drow, invented by Gary Gygax, apparently, back in the early 80s, something like that. So the Drow have definitely become an inspiration for a lot of different things, and quite frankly, I think these would make some great RPG figures. So, all right, blurry, here you got your Cauldron of Blood. So I make a ton of comments on this. I guess there's maybe, because earlier I saw a version of this gal that had two you know, arms above her head, which is reminiscent of the old Cauldron of Blood hag, like the overseer or whatever it is, and she has like a heart in one hand and a dagger in the other, bloody dagger in the other. Yikes. So we've got the giant hare, of course, and quite frankly, these look like really cool figs, and if you've got extras, then definitely those can be witch elf champions or heroes or whatever it is. So it might be that the one that I saw with the two arms upraised was actually maybe like an individual character. So blurry blurry, there's Shadowblade, and I do believe we're back at the beginning. So folks, thanks for tuning in, and now you can look at some blurry pictures. Worse pictures, but better commentary. Hey, hey, Blue Table fans, and good morning. What a delight it is to be here with you today. I am extremely excited by the release of a new army for Warhammer Fantasy. This is Dark Elves. So that means out of the 3 elf factions, Dark Elves, Wood Elves, High Elves, 2 of them will be out. And as usual, Wood Elves left waiting. But when the Wood Elves get up to bat, they are going to be one of the most awesome armies out there, because they are by far the most unusual army. All right, I'm going to talk a little about these new releases. I am going to provide a link to pictures of them, and these are not awesome pictures. These are just probably taken on a cell phone from the White Dwarf that's coming up, and apparently these are by somebody in Europe. So I'm just going to make some comments about the pictures. And so anyway, so this is the Warriors kit here. We'll see more of those. So first off, you look at the shields, they have that kooky skull on them still. I'm not overly a fan of that, but it does look like a solid kit as far as I can tell. These guys will be easy to rank up, so there's a bonus as well. I wonder if the shields are embossed, is the only thing. My prediction is yes, they will be, because that's what GW's been doing. I really hope the banner is not embossed, because this looks like a nice flat forward-facing banner that could possibly be used for other armies. My other prediction is there will be 2 different types of banners in the box kit, which will be in line with what has been done heretofore. Okay, here's the Cauldron of Blood / whatever it is. I can't think of it. So you have this winding staircase, like they explained in the in a lot of the rumors. This snake shape, this actually, some of you may remember that from the old Dark Elf shields, which were flat, but they had these pieces that you could stick on them. So you've got 2 attendants, some kind of mirror or, you know, reflective piece up here, 6 wheels, and of course all the blades and whatnot. So a very elegant piece for sure. Up here you have the Medusa. Look at that spear. That is awesome. I say yes to that. Okay, so here's your warriors. It does look like, it's really hard to tell if those shields are embossed. I have to say these are very, very reminiscent of the current Dark Elf warriors. Like, they are almost exactly the same in their general shape. Now, the rumors did say that they had cloaks, and right here you see a little hint of a cloak on the back, but it's not as prominent as I thought that it would be. So, now, I think this is Italian here, is what we're seeing on the side. All right, so Charybdis, that's the sea-dwelling version of the 2 things that the Hydra kit makes. So you have like this weird central maw thing, and this guy's just a freak, absolutely a freak, and like these little lamprey things. The handlers go on the base. That's consistent with the new rules for beast handlers, that they're just considered part of the profile, which I think is a really good move for 8th edition to simplify those things. It was very fiddly to have all these separate pieces, like separate War Machine crew and stuff like that. So I say big thumbs up to Games Workshop for improving that aspect of the game. So again, a very complicated piece here. You'll see that he has like this rock that he is standing on. I really hope that's not an integral part, because posing things is is a lot of fun. All right, let's continue. So here we have some witch elves. Now, no doubt these will come out of the Cauldron of Blood kit. So like most of the new kits, they will have pieces that can be separated out. This Medusa here looks to be on a 40 millimeter base. So she can be, her own separate piece if you make the other type of of item from the Cauldron of Blood kit. For the life of me, I can't remember what the other thing is called. So anyway, now up here in the upper left, you'll see a hag. My gosh, guys, I'm doing this off the top of my head. There was like this head hag, like a hag mistress or something like that, that was part of the old Cauldron of Blood kit, and she had both knives up in the air. I think she had a heart in one hand. This has two blades. So awesome for that. Love the giant hair, and it does look like the female form is well presented here. It doesn't look like they're entirely, completely, horribly ugly. And speaking of which, here you've got the witch elves dancing around. Very, very dynamic poses with some thigh highs, showing a little hip and belly there. And they got the white hair. Now, of course, you could paint these. You could paint them as redheads or whatever it is. I don't know if there will be some fluff thing saying that they all have white hair, but you could make them brunettes. Could be a lot of fun. Could be a lot of fun. So the only thing here is I hope that they rank up well and it doesn't just look silly. But Guy, I have to say thumbs up for this one. And I like the banner. The banner really isn't too much. It's like these witch elves dancing around wouldn't have like this giant cumbersome banner. So good for them. All right, so here we have Master Shadowblade, which of course could stand in for a regular assassin. I've never been a fan of like these huge promontorial embellishments here on a base, but I gotta say it's pretty cool. It's got a good balance. It's very dynamic, quite superhero, if you ask me. All right, so more on the witch elves. Just some close-ups here. The banner. I guess they have a horn. And again, here's this sort of decorative base where they're like leaping off of it, and that actually is okay as long as they're plastics, because you can use plastic glue and fuse the join there, and it will actually stick. Okay, here we have the Hydra. I have to say, this really is confusing to me because at first glance it looks like they're all smiling, like their teeth are showing, but this is actually, I believe, scales here. So, I'm always happy to see something unusual. I can't tell if he has 4 legs or 2 legs. He's kind of got this cool tail here, but definitely the Hydra does look a little oceanic here, like it's a creature. It's a creature of the water. So again, with the crew, no doubt there will be some extra pieces there, so you can mix and match a little bit and make something really cool. Here's now this is unusual. This looks like witch elves, but with like whips and stuff. And so the witch elf kit probably makes 2 different kits. So I say okay to that. Sorel del Massacro. I have no idea. Blood Sisters. Probably be something like that. Massacre, I guess. Sorel. I have no idea what that means. Alright, so close-up of Cauldron of Blood. You've got the statue of Kahane here, which quite frankly looks awesome. That might actually not be a bad base piece for a Necron Catan. I'm always looking for how to cross over stuff. So you have the Cauldron of Blood attendants up here with masks on. And okay, that makes sense. Again, female form seems to be well represented. That seems okay to me. So the Cauldron of Blood itself, are there bones in there? Is that really how that works? There's bones. So here's this mirror or glass or whatever up here with the Medusa. I bet it like amplifies her powers or something like that. I don't know. I wonder what this claw is. I wonder if there will be a Medusa special character. So okay, I got to tell you, this kit looks really, really, really super cool. So, guy, I can't wait to get my hands on my Dark Elf book. Yes, my Dark Elf book. Here's the Cauldron of Blood again. 2 attendants, a head hag there. Can't remember what that's called. The statue of Kahane again. So yeah, pretty elegant piece. It's going to be very fiddly to paint it because there's a lot of pieces on it, but you know, it'll be in line with the larger pieces like the Luminarch Hurricanum kit for Empire. Alright, so okay, we're back to our guys, and I have made it all the way through. So folks, those are my comments on the Dark Elf book, and I am glad that you tuned in, and we will certainly be doing a lot more videos in the future. One last note, if you would like a Dark Elf army or any army done, or any project of any size, from a single specialty figure all the way up to 50,000 points of whatever it is, the Blue Table Painting crew can handle you professionally and expediently and reliably. That is, we're batting 7,000 for 7,000 in terms of our contracts fulfilled, and we are on track to maintain that 100% record.